There's been a lot of buzz around the last pope and intriguing new evidence supporting this claim. We're on the brink of witnessing a major prophecy come true. Take a look at this recent clip from Taylor Marshall, who hints at a dramatic shift coming soon. He suggests that before we face apocalyptic events, though he doesn't use the term Armageddon, the Pope will travel to Russia. Marshall believes dark forces have infiltrated the Church, aiming to dismantle it from within. In this video, we'll uncover why this theory holds weight and what could be coming next. The shift in Christian thought, highlighted by Pope Francis's acceptance of changes to long-standing traditions, has cracked the foundation of Catholicism. Key figures within the Church are not only yielding to modern demands, but are also integrating these principles into the Church at all levels. The fear is that if they don't adapt, the Church and its followers will crumble. Here's where it gets shocking. The modern world follows principles akin to those of the French Revolution: absolute freedom from divine laws and complete equality that erases social and religious hierarchies, including gender differences. As the Church faces ongoing persecution and infiltration, the real issue lies in the extent of this infiltration and the vigilance of the Church's watchmen, its bishops. But who stands at the top, overseeing the Church? It's the Pope, the head shepherd. The first infiltration dates back to Judas Iscariot, and since then, there have been imposters, priests, bishops, and even popes, described by Jesus as wolves in sheep's clothing. Brave bishops, priests, and laity have sounded alarms over the past 50 years, yet those in charge have often ignored these warnings, allowing chaos to fester within the Church. Could this be why Pope Benedict XVI resigned on February 28, 2013? And why lightning struck the Vatican that night? Was it due to a scandal at the Vatican Bank, issues involving top cardinals, or a doctrinal crisis? These questions arise when we consider the possibility that Satan has infiltrated the Catholic Church over the past century or more. Things take a darker turn with Taylor Marshall's second clip. He's now in hiding, fearing for his life. For a century, groups like Freemasons, liberals, and modernists have infiltrated the Church, aiming to secularize it, altering its doctrine, liturgy, and mission. Many Catholics are noticing a shift in the Church's atmosphere. Some blame Pope Francis's controversial stance, while others point to the confusion surrounding Pope Benedict XVI's sudden resignation in 2013. But the truly terrifying part is yet to come. Some question whether John Paul II was truly who he seemed. The Second Vatican Council and the Novus Ordo liturgy brought significant confusion, allowing these wolves to wreak havoc undisturbed. Just as the modern world rebels against God, so did Lucifer, driven by pride. Instead of accepting God's supernatural life, Lucifer sought to reach divine status on his own, only to fall into hell. Catholicism, with its reliance on the supernatural and God, contrasts sharply with Satanism, which depends on human nature without divine help. But did you know the crisis in the Catholic Church may be part of a well-orchestrated plot by Christ's enemies? Their goal was to place a puppet pope favorable to Satan on the papal throne. History shows that openly attacking the pope only made him a martyr. Instead, the enemies worked meticulously to infiltrate seminaries, priests, bishops, and eventually the papacy itself. As St. Paul wrote in Ephesians 6 verse 12, "We battle not against flesh and blood, but against spiritual forces of evil." The Church faces a crisis involving these shadowy rulers, and the only path through purification is a sanctified battle against demonic forces. So what's next? Look at this vision of a bishop in white. He, along with bishops, nuns, and people, climbs a hill to a cross, only to be slaughtered. This vision of devastation was also echoed by Pope Paul VI in 1972 during a homily on the feast of Saints Peter and Paul. He lamented that the smoke of Satan has entered the Church of God, indicating that secularization had taken root. The Book of Revelation describes a twisted satanic trinity: Satan, the Antichrist, and a false prophet, mirroring the Holy Trinity. Just as the Church is wedded to Christ, Satan establishes the horror of Babylon. Pope Paul VI's reference to the smoke of Satan might symbolize this dark transformation. In 1318, Blessed Catherine Emmerich revealed a vision of two popes and a false church growing in darkness, leading to widespread misery and chaos. The vision also showed the Church being undermined, but eventually helped by the Blessed Virgin. The election of Pope Francis changed the Christian landscape. Some advocate following his modernist approach, believing it aligns with God's will. Others argue that Pope Francis's acceptance of varied religions and his stance on issues like the death penalty and divorce contradict previous teachings. This divergence raises questions about the true path for Catholics. Our real enemies are not just groups like Freemasons or modernists, but Satan and his demons, who persistently attack us. To protect our faith, we need to fortify ourselves with spiritual weapons, prayer, fasting, and following traditions like Advent and Lent. We must uphold Catholic beliefs and guard against heresy. The prophecy of Saint Malachy adds another layer of intrigue. Some believe Pope Francis might be the final pope, signaling the end of the world. Despite being an Argentine, Francis's choice of name and background have led some to connect him with Saint Malachy's prophecy. However, this prophecy, which dates back to the late 16th century, is controversial and was possibly designed to influence papal elections. Rumors have been swirling that Pope Francis might soon resign due to health concerns. This speculation is fueled by his recent health issues and his advanced age, which have led many to question how long he can continue in his role as the leader of the Catholic Church. The possibility of his resignation has captured the attention of many, as it could have significant implications for the future of the Church. Adding to the intrigue, the 16th century astrologer Nostradamus has been associated with prophecies about the future, including changes within the papacy. Nostradamus's predictions for 2024 are particularly noteworthy. He foresaw severe weather events and global conflicts, suggesting that major upheavals could be on the horizon. Among his predictions is the possibility of a change in the papacy, indicating that a new pope could emerge in the near future. Nostradamus's insights, while cryptic and open to interpretation, have often been cited in discussions about potential future events, and his mention of a new pope adds an additional layer of suspense. In summary, while Pope Francis may face the prospect of resignation due to his health, this development might not signal the end of the papacy's transformative journey. Instead, it could set the stage for the appointment of a new pope who will lead the Church through its most challenging trials. The notion that Pope Francis might pave the way for a final pontiff who will usher in a period of significant change and difficulty reflects ongoing concerns and anticipations within the Catholic community. Stay tuned as these developments unfold and more revelations come to light.